Today is the 25th of July, 1900 hours, 49 minutes. Just a quick thought on the congressional hearing with Robert Mueller. I watched it, and the first thing that comes to my mind is something is wrong with this guy. Something is wrong with this guy. He was seen like as the savior, the guy. He was the knight in shining armor that was going to slay the orange-haired dragon that is President Trump. But I watched this guy stammer, stutter, like, and he was completely unprepared. Like, he didn't know what he was talking about. This report has his name on it, and he's like, what? What is that? Where is that? And the other thing is, he comes in with a lawyer. I don't know if anybody you noticed that, but that's unheard of in a congressional hearing. That's nobody does that. So he was originally supposed to testify in front of Congress on the 17th of July, but they postponed it. Why did they postpone it? I'm going to tell you why they postponed it. Because the Democrats wanted to kind of rehearse what was going on, what they wanted to do, and they were counting on this guy to deliver the bombshell, the magic words, whatever. But what you see there, and what's really sad about this, you see a stumbling, bumbling old man who had a stellar record of service for the United States government. And all this did was just make this poor guy, something is going on with this guy. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see this. Look, I'm just an average Joe dude. You know, something is going on with that Mueller. Maybe he's got some health issues. Maybe he's got something going on. I don't know. But it's clear. I think it's really clear that this report only has his name on it for show and tell. Whoever was really pulling the strings, and I hope we find out. Somebody else was in charge of putting this report together. I mean, he, in his own words, he admitted that he didn't do the interviewing with all these people. There was 500 people they interviewed, and he only was in on a few. So who did the rest? So all these people, when he assembled a team, and they put this, I don't even know if he assembled a team. And he didn't even remember who appointed him to the position that he's at years ago. He said it was George W. Bush, but it was actually Reagan. So something is going on with this guy, and it's not good. If you watched it, I mean, I would think the average person could tell that there's something not. I mean, I've watched a lot of congressional hearings. I've never seen anybody like this kind of stammering and stuttering and completely unaware of the work that he put into this. I mean, damn near 3 years of work he put into this thing, supposedly. You think he would know his facts better. I mean, but he didn't. I think it's really, really clear that Robert Mueller was not really in charge of the report that bears his name. And there'll probably be out. There's some funny business going on here, folks. I mean, plain and simple. Something has gone on here with this. And by the Democrats putting him on the stage, think about this. When Mueller releases this report, there's like a joint statement between him and Attorney General Barr. Barr has known him for 30 years. So Barr probably knows something that the rest of us don't know. And maybe other people in Washington know, who knows. But Barr probably knew something about Mueller that, you know, maybe he's got some underlying health issues. Maybe there's something going on. I don't know, but I think Barr was trying to protect Mueller. Now, if you think about it, Mueller comes out and has a small press conference where he says, I'm not going to go to Congress. If I get called to Congress, I'm not going to say anything outside of the boundaries of the report. The report is my testimony. think about why he did that. Because he did not want to get up there. He didn't want to get up there. Because something's going on. Something's going on with this guy. It's evident. I think it's evident that this guy did not have... He really didn't know what was going on. Some of his staffers or somebody else was in control of doing this stuff. I think it's really sad. I mean, I almost feel bad for him. I have a friend of mine that don't feel bad for him, but to see somebody with this illustrious career that he's had as a Marine and FBI director and stuff, and Trump denied him being director of the FBI. Now you can't help but wonder why. Something's going on here. You think that Trump's got advisors. I'm sure somebody that kind of knows Mueller probably pulled him aside and say, hey, Mueller's got some issues. I mean, there's something going on. And maybe it's health issues. Maybe it's, could be at his age, it could be a million things. But to see him stumbling and stammering and ask him to repeat the question, that's a normal thing. But I think it was pretty obvious that he was nervous being up there and he didn't want to be up there. And the Democrats were basically using him as a show pony and got nothing really out of it to talk about. It's pretty sad. So let's see what happens. Maybe something interesting is going to come out of this. And I don't know if am I the only one to notice this? I mean, because something else is going on here. There's some funny business going on here. I mean, it came down to it where they asked him, do you know what Fusion GPS is? And he says, no, I never heard of it before. What? It's all over the media. It's all over about Fusion GPS and a phony dossier to get a FISA warrant again in a FISA court so you can legally spy on an American citizen. Period. And in case you don't know, all of this bullshit, FISA courts and all this stuff came out of 9/11. All of this came out of 9/11 and George W. Bush and the Patriot Act. All of this stuff is direct result of this. So in order to get a FISA warrant, FISA court is a secret court. One of the fears about the Patriot Act was it would allow the government to spy on private citizens. And this is what happened. This is what happened with Donald Trump and his campaign and his transition team. And this is what's happened. So the Democrats, I think, are doing their best to try to cover their asses. Because I personally, it's just my personal thought is they can connect the dots back to Obama. And they're trying to protect Obama from a huge, huge corruption scandal. And that's my own personal thoughts. Because if they issued these FISA warrants and if Obama appointed Comey to run the FBI, which he did, then Obama has to know about this stuff. He has to. And they're doing whatever they can to protect him. Now notice that President Obama isn't talking about this stuff at all. He's keeping a real low profile. He likes to go abroad, overseas, and talk about how horrible Donald Trump is, but he's not talking about this stuff now. And he's connected in this. I really believe it, and they're just trying to protect him. They want him to look good for the historical record. And in the end, you can say anything you want about Trump. You can say anything you want about Obama. In the end, history judges a president by his presidency. And sometimes it takes about 5 to 10 years, sometimes 20 years, to judge a president on his presidency, whether he was a good president or a bad president. So right now, everybody's ranting and raving how horrible Donald Trump is. Well, the truth is, he may go down in history 10 years later. He may be seen as one of the greatest presidents we ever had. I don't know if that's true, but it remains to be seen. Till next time.